Section 3.4.2, Criminal Defenses. Hey everyone, I'm Dr. Adam McKee, and today, we're unpacking some fascinating aspects of criminal law from my book, Criminal Justice, an overview of the system. This time, we're diving deep into the complex yet intriguing world of criminal defenses, specifically focusing on intoxication, mistakes, necessity, and duress. These topics might sound a bit daunting, but don't worry, I'll break them down in a way that's easy to grasp and engaging. Intoxication. A slippery slope. First up, intoxication. It's common knowledge that alcohol or drugs can significantly mess with your judgment and decision-making. But here's the kicker. Being under the influence isn't usually a get-out-of-jail-free card. However, in some rare cases, if you were so intoxicated that you couldn't form the necessary criminal intent, then, maybe, just maybe, the law might see things a bit differently. But what about when you're intoxicated without your knowledge, like being drugged? That's a whole different ballgame, and yes, the law takes it seriously as a valid defense. Diving deeper into intoxication, let's unpack this a bit more. Everyone knows that having a few too many drinks or using drugs can lead to some pretty poor decisions. This impairment can cloud your judgment, making it hard to think clearly or make rational choices. Now, in the eyes of the law, simply being under the influence doesn't automatically excuse criminal behavior. Why? Because the legal system places a heavy emphasis on the guilty mind. This concept is all about intention. Did the person commit the crime with a clear intent or understanding of their actions? If someone is so blitzed that they can't even comprehend the criminality of their actions, the court might take a step back and reconsider the situation. But here's where it gets really interesting. What if you didn't choose to get intoxicated? Imagine someone spikes your drink without you knowing, or you consume something that unexpectedly impairs you. Suddenly, you find yourself in a scenario you didn't anticipate or consent to. This involuntary intoxication can significantly alter the course of a legal defense. The law recognizes that you were not in control of your mental state, and this lack of control might mean you didn't have the necessary mens rea for the crime. In such cases, proving that you were unwittingly intoxicated could indeed sway the legal outcomes in your favor. This acknowledges the complexity of human behavior and the importance of intent in criminal liability, highlighting the law's attempt to maintain fairness and justice in situations where control and awareness are compromised. Mistakes. Did I really just do that? Ever grabbed something thinking it was yours but it wasn't? That's a mistake of fact, and sometimes, it can actually be a defense in court. It's all about what you believed at the moment. But, and it's a big but, claiming you didn't know something was illegal, like saying, I didn't know I couldn't do that, well, that won't fly. Ignorance of the law isn't a defense. Tough, right? But it's crucial for keeping our legal system intact. Diving deeper into the concept of mistakes, let's paint a picture. You're at a cafe, and you mistakenly pick up a phone that looks just like yours but belongs to someone else. This mix-up is what we call a mistake of fact. In the eyes of the law, this kind of mistake can sometimes shield you from blame because it challenges whether you had the intention to commit a crime. The key here is your genuine belief at that moment. Did you honestly think that phone was yours? If so, this misunderstanding could be your defense in court, highlighting the absence of criminal intent or mens rea, which is a fancy legal term for the mental state required to be guilty of a crime. Now, let's switch gears to a different kind of mistake, a mistake of law. This is when someone claims they were unaware that their actions were against the law. Picture yourself driving faster than the speed limit in a new city, then telling the officer, I didn't know the speed limit here. Unfortunately, this excuse won't cut it in court. The principle here is that everyone is presumed to know the law. It sounds harsh, but it's a fundamental rule that holds our legal system together. Without it, imagine the chaos if everyone could simply say, I didn't know that was illegal, to dodge responsibility for their actions. This presumption ensures that ignorance doesn't become a loophole for evading legal consequences, maintaining order and accountability within our society. Now, let's talk about necessity. Imagine a scenario where you've got to break the law to prevent something even worse from happening. Think of it as being stuck between a rock and a hard place and choosing the lesser of two evils. This defense recognizes those tough choices, but it's got its limits. You can't claim necessity if you're the one who caused the problem in the first place. Lastly, there's duress. Ever felt pressured to do something you didn't want to? That's the essence of duress. If someone forces you to commit a crime by threatening harm, the law might not hold you entirely responsible. But, and this is crucial, You can't use this defense if you put yourself in that situation willingly. Why this matters. Understanding these defenses sheds light on the complexities of the criminal justice system and human behavior. It's not always black and white, there's a lot of gray. These defenses highlight the law's attempt to balance justice with empathy and understanding. Today, we've navigated through the murky waters of criminal defenses, unraveling the mysteries of intoxication, mistakes, necessity, and duress. It's fascinating to see how the law interacts with human behavior, offering leniency in situations where intent and choice are compromised. Stay tuned for our next video, where we'll explore substantive offenses, diving deeper into what makes an action criminal and the various categories of crimes. It's going to be an enlightening discussion, so don't miss it. Thanks for joining me, Dr. Adam McKee, in this exploration of criminal justice. Remember, understanding the law helps us navigate our world more wisely. Catch you in the next video.